Following the creation of the North Central Development Commission, so many core Northerners have been gasping for air. So many of them are opposing the creation because this will further embolden and, of course, further encourage the Middlebelt secession from the collective Arewa subjugation of the Middlebeltans. So, in the last 16 to 18 months, Tinubu has one single agenda. Yes, Tinubu is failing when it comes to economic policies, but that Fulani hegemony, Tinubu is hell-bent on dismantling it. And the very moment the Fulani's crossed Tinubu's line, when they started calling him OTP, one-time president, was the moment he vowed and swore that the Fulani's will be forgotten story. Yesterday, Tinubu commissioned NCDC. Yes, I understand this is a follow-up to Peter Obi's criticism when virtually all regions were allotted money, but the Middlebelt were omitted. Obi came out and brought this lacuna and said that it is inequality, partiality, that we will have monies allotted for Southwest, Southeast, South, and then why are you now omitting North Central? Why are you adding up North Central to Northwest? We saw how the Fulani's attacked Obi. They even said that Obi, because of this, will no longer have a chance. You know, he will no longer have a chance, that they will support their brother, Atiku, who will come and rename all those segregation and give it just one unitary name, call it North. That means they want to take away even the North Central. They just want to call it North. When Tinubu heard this, he heard this, and he said, wow. So these guys have an agenda. The agenda is clear. They want to get rid of me and return another Northerner. Made up his mind. And today, the first step he took was appointing a chief of defense staff from Southern Kaduna. If you want to be fair, and if you want to be sincere, we have never had a very vocal, a very articulate and affluent CDS like Christopher Musa since 1999. In fact, we can say that ever since the demise of Lagbaja, CDS Christopher Musa is now the poster boy of the Nigerian army. Oh yes, nobody knows, nobody even talk about the new chief of army staff. He is more or less like a ghost worker. He doesn't even talk. Tinubu just did one thing, he put his brother there. This one and my brother, he no go fit betray me. They won't be able to plan a coup. And then he went to the north, he saw Christopher Musa, this one, let me pick him too. They are disgruntled. There would have been a negotiation. This is why you see that the Fulani's have been having a difficult time to go into Southern Kaduna and subjugate them, attack them, invade and usurp their land. Yes, under Buhari, Southern Kaduna became a second Sudan. Oh, have you forgotten? Should I remind you? Under Buhari, people couldn't even go to their farm, their corn farm anymore. Southern Kaduna, that is known to be a land of surplus. In Africa, Southern Kaduna are the largest grower of ginger. They are the largest grower of corn. Under Buhari, they were dying due to famine. There was serious starvation. People couldn't even fend for themselves. In Southern Kaduna, if you throw a seed of corn on the road, go back there in 1 month's time, that seed will spring up. That was the intention. That anybody in that north that want to speak against the interest of the core Northerners, who are largely controlled by the Fulani's, should be silent or just wipe them out. Oh, you will begin to wonder, why is Plateau always under attack? Oh yes, because the Plateau are the loudest when it comes to map identifying as a northerner. Plateau states are predominantly Christians, highly intelligent, highly educated, and exposed. So when the Fulani looks at it, they try to figure out who are the head leading this crusade against our jihadism, who are the people who are mainly opposing the Uthman Danfodio legacy of conquering the whole Nigeria. Then they figured it out that, okay, when Uthman Danfodio failed, he failed in the Middlebelt. When he was about to step into Plateau Benue, the attack of Igala dealt with him. Oh yes, he met a gigantic resistance, and that was where they turned them to ordinary raiding Fulani'S. Over 5,000 crusaders of Fulani'S who were on horses, they were dealt with by the mystical Opta of Igala. They have so many mystical powers over there. This is why today they will tell you that the Sultan of Sokoto has no power. He has no say over the Middlebelt. He has no say over the TVs, Kojums, the Biroms. He has no say because they have seen them for who they are. But you see, under Buhari allowed them to perpetrate that evil. It was an intentional thing that Buhari did not send troops to all those vulnerable villages. It was an intentional thing that Buhari failed to open up roads that would have given the military easy access to get to those points when they are called for action. You will recall shortly at the twilight of Buhari's regime how these guys were just unabatedly committing and perpetrating their attacks. They started even renaming villages. They started renaming villages in Plateau. They were changing a place that is known as, let's say Patrick. They will change it to Mohammed. They were now giving those areas Muslim names so that it will look on paper like a true northern Muslim dominated area. Their agenda is clear. And Tinubu saw this. He said, you know what? CDS Christopher Musa. Have you all forgotten when Christopher Musa was nominated? Bashir Ahmed, the former special advisor on social media to Buhari, came out and said that this one is not a northerner now because northerners do not bear Christopher. Oh yes, he came out and said northerners do not bear Christopher. That is a Christian. When you are a Christian, you are not enough. The same northerners will come out and say that they can never have a Christian presidency. That they dare the Christians in the South. That if they have the capacity, they should push it. That it will fall flat. But today, they got tricked. They say person won't catch babu go act like babu. Oh yes. The presidency of Tinubu is now becoming like a blessing in disguise for so many of us that never supported him. I have been to the street. Later today, I will give reactions, street reactions. So many people who at the beginning of Tinubu's regime that saw him as a failure economically are somehow now compensating themselves with at least these steps he's taking to dismantle and then reposition the region identity of this country called Nigeria. For Nigeria to move forward, every region must have its identity pronounced. It must be known. If you are from Middlebelt, let it be called Middlebelt Development Commission. And that is a new argument now. The Middlebelters, the Plateau and Benue are now saying that, yes, we appreciate what you are doing, President Tinubu. But beyond this, can we have our proper nomenclature attached to us? We are not in any way north. Geographically, we are not even placed in the north. The Kano, Katsina, they can be called north because yes, when you look at the compass or using the compass on the Nigerian map, you will realize that the Middlebelt are Middlebelt, not North Central. What is North Central? Middlebelt is Middlebelt. That Belton line, that is what divides. That line that divides the north from the south is what should be called rightfully the Middlebelt. But you know one thing the Fulani'S think they are? Because to be fair, these guys, to an extent, I think they are cunningly smart. A lady has come out to say that, yes, on social media, they can go ahead and keep shouting that they want a renaming of North Central to Middlebelt. She said it will only happen in their dreams. Because constitutionally, the likes of Abdulsalam Abacha have been able to systematically rename that place from Middlebelt to North Central. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. You can see that this is an identification that they will come out and do everything with their blood and sweat to oppose constitutional change. Yes, because if we are going to vote for a referendum to have change of Nigerian constitution, a Fulani young lady came out to say that in the constitution, whether you go everywhere, carry trumpet, carry megaphone and shout, we want our name to be, let it identify who we are. We are not North Central, we are Middlebelt. We are about 8 to 9 states there, so we want to be recognized as Middlebelt. And a Fulani lady came out and said, oh yes, you guys have your mouth, you can run your mouth, but constitutionally, we have ensured that it is not central. And there's nothing Koma Wani Pa Abun Kuma Zaki. What that means is nothing whoever, no man born of a woman can do about it. You see, this bargaining chip of the north that they are the largest is a facade. It's a what? Blatant lie. The north ends in northern Kaduna. It doesn't stretch to Plateau. It doesn't stretch to Benue. But because the way they have now shaped north, so they see themselves as the whole of the north, they say where there are 19 states. Come on there. The north is not more than 10 states. Not more than 10 states. If you want to look at it critically, yes, when we look at it critically, the north shouldn't be more than 10. There are so many lands that they usurp into north. Southern Carolina should be a state on its own. Yes. Southern Bauchi, Southern Maiduguri should be a state on their own. It is Southern Maiduguri that you see largely Christians. And these guys, they don't even speak Fufude. Go to Southern Adamawa. Some of them are speaking Igbo. Go to Nasarawa Lafia. These are areas predominantly occupied by even the Lantang, the Chukum, even Igbos, Igala. So, the Fulani's know what they did. They know that exposing us simply means reconstituting. They know changing the constitution is exposing the lies, the centuries of lies that they are of the larger population. So Tinubu must, if not for anything, yes, he can fail in the economic, we don't care. At this stage, nobody even cares anymore. The price of fuel jumping from 1,000 to 950. Who cares? And nobody at this stage, everybody doesn't care about governance. Everybody is just has turned to politician. Let us play the politics. So they say it's the chief strategist of politics. I know everybody has jettisoned governance. People are now supporting him. Go and break the back of these people. These are the people that will not allow us to progress. When you bring in reforms, when you bring in ideas, that Nigeria needs to move forward. Look at the Oresanya report. Look at the confab that Jonathan, spent a lot of money, over how many billion? I think around 75 billion. Had committees, several committees. They conducted this for over 2 years. They came out with a solution. When it was time to implement it, it was still the same no that came out. Oh no, there are some agencies that cannot go. We are the one benefiting from it too. From the confab, it was postulated that Nigeria needs to go back to confederation. They said, yeah, you guys are joking. Confederation call. Confraternity. I mean, that is the statements of these guys who are standing as the gatekeeper between the Nigerian progress. So if not for anything, I think Tinubu can continue. Press their neck. They called you OTP. Press their neck. They have to come and apologize to you. Even we, the way they support you now, we press their neck. Their neck deserves to be pressed. In fact, just help us rename that North Central to Middlebelt Development Commission. We want to check something. Press their neck. Where? They've had enough. I mean, they've enjoyed leadership position in this country for nothing less than 46 years. Out of 60, how old is Nigeria now? I think Nigeria is 65. Only them have enjoyed roughly 4 decades of leadership. Nothing to show for. Today, the Sultan is talking about Sharia. Mumu man, we cannot talk about educational, technological advancement. They are saying they need to be conservative about Islam. Even the owners of the Islam self are thinking of Western technology. You go press am where? Press it down. You press it down, they will come out and say that, okay, look, everybody, they're going away. But apparently it seems you are the Bogu of Nigeria. You are the Jaka.